Hello. Hi. I am super sleepy today. What a coincidence. I just left my first opening shift in an opening shift. Ooh. Ooh. What a coincidence. Hi, Juju. Hi, what bestie? I'm still mad about my about lawyer. I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, that did feel bad. That whole case felt so bad. But cause unlike the first game, where spoilers if you don't know the first game, your mentor gets murdered and you have to solve her case. Um you take down a big evil corporation that not corporation, but like essentially like this big evil man. Um and that felt better. I hate when it does that, but I need it to do that because sometimes I leave my Switch on. um the cause of my case did not feel good. Hi, Ina. I see you're playing Fortnite. I haven't played Fortnite in a few days. It was rough the other day. I need to play. I've been lazy though. I haven't played anything except Pit Cross. I'm obsessed with Pit Cross. Like I'm not even mad at her. Well, it's really complicated. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Like in real life, it takes a lot. Um to forgive people. And that's rough. That's fucking rough. Just because accidents happen, but it's fucking rough. Ooh, it's rough. A very, very sad subject though. I kind of don't remember what happened. I think in where we're at right now, I think we're about to interview our or cross examine our client of what he think or what happened or what he thinks happened or whatever. That's where we are, I think. I think a lot of people feel the same way. Case 3 where we're at is where it starts getting good. Yeah, case 2 is like it was just really like cuz accidents happen. Unfortunately, accidents affect people though. It's like in like I know it's a game, but it's like in real life that would fucking suck way more, you know? Like it would suck really fucking bad. Cuz you know she wasn't intending to kill him. And like what a way to go. What a fucking way to go. Like what the fuck? What a like awful way to go. So bad. At least it was like instantaneous. This looks disgusting, but it's a naked juice. That's pretty good. Hazama died, and then this case, these are all random people. We got thrown into a Great Britain court case. Yeah, Katana guy. The juice is naked. I like when people say naked. It's very southern. I do not say it like that. I don't know why. I grew up so southern. Um, yeah, Katana guy died, and we're taking his place in Great Britain. Never too late. I am so sleepy. I saw on Twitter that everyone is sleepy today. Chloe's been sleepy today. She's passed the fuck out right now, actually. Oh, well, now she's awake, but she was sleepy. Look at her. That is a sleepy baby. Oh my gosh. She is so lazy today. She is so we were waking up in the morning and we usually get her like hyped up to go I don't want to say the word. Actually, you know what? I probably can say it because she wasn't even hyped up outside. And she usually like gets really hyped up. She'll like bark and dance and whatever, and she was not feeling it. She's very sleepy. And then last night she was like conked out. Like Jeremy was trying to get her to do her last little bathroom roundup before bedtime, and she was not listening. I was like, Chloe, Chloe, over and over again for like 5 minutes. So she was not moving. She is very lazy girly. She's even feeling the tiredness. Hobart, not so much. He had a hairball and then was being a butt because it was a sleepy day for us. So we'll see how much work we get because my brain is very fried. Jeremy today is at Top Golf for a friend's birthday party, and I was like, I get FOMO like really easily, and I was like feeling like I might get FOMO, but I was like talking to him like, be realistic. Would I even enjoy Top Golf? He's like, I don't think so, because I like mini golf slash putt putt because it has like a gimmick to it. Top Golf is literally just hitting the ball for points, and I feel like that's kind of silly. I don't know. Did someone convince me that maybe I should have gone? I need to go to the store and get more treats for her because now she's out. We gotta go to the store tomorrow. We have a guest coming over on Thursday. So Thursday stream is canceled, so it'll probably be either a Saturday or a Sunday stream. I haven't decided yet. Because Thursdays will be canceled. We'll be going to pick my friend up from the airport and probably staying up there for a little bit because it's a long drive to get to the airport. Oh, you're in an awkward spot, baby. Is the pronouns thing next to username or chat? It's not. Well, within this last month I did it. Like, exclamation pronouns will let you do the little pronoun extension thing. So it'll pop up on the little chat bubbles. I like the chat bubbles. I don't know why Twitch has not implemented that into their coding, because I'm like, allies. I just noticed. No worry. Because you have to enact it and it will like show up. Like it won't, like, it'll show up for me because I enacted it. And like, oh, okay, my name didn't pop up. There it is. But yeah, I'm so sleepy. We're gonna move on. That's why I have a juice too, because I'm like, maybe I have low blood sugar. I think everyone's just a sleepy person today. Because I feel like everyone's sleepy. Like, everyone on Twitter has been talking about it, and I'm like, something in the air. This juice is good though. It's so ugly, but it's so good. All right, we are continuing. Part 2. That's where we're at. I didn't know for sure what part we were at. Is my lighting? I feel like it's not bright enough. That's the switch. What if I... Oh my goodness, she is so cute. There we go. Oh my god. There we go. It like didn't give me like a heads up that it was like changing from part 1 to part 2. It was a long case though. Oh, there goes Hobart. I am kind of like lazy with accents today, but I'll try to make it more dynamic sounding. What is the history? Where are we at? Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? To be sure I have, my lord. There are now 2 matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. Why would they ask the I guess back then, they like automatically assumed people were guilty all the time, right? Because now defendants will have like a whole case of what happened and whatever. I'm guessing back then they didn't really have that. Yeah, he is looking pretty guilty. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal the fact that... Right? If such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? McGilded. Begad? No, 'tis not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. Okay. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you so or keep me mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fella represented me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. I think in older times it depended mostly on like your reputation, stereotypes and stuff. It's not that different from today. Very true. It was much more obvious, I guess, back then. I feel like this shirt is funky. Oh, I need to mute my watch. It's gonna go off and it's gonna bug me. Okay. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true? Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. You... What? Well, that makes you an accomplice. Yeah, I'm with Van Zeeks. No, Magnus McGilda, the convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was... Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way you involved, you see. What? If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd had hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. Chloe doesn't know where she wants to lay. I was only trying to spare her that. There's a girlie. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. And who was this young child of whom you speak? That I don't know. You don't know? Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since. Objection! We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. I can fix him. I really could. The prosecution calls for the witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. I think... I know... Whoa! I was about to talk. I was about to talk. Chill out. Chill out. Everyone says he can fix it, but I think I could. I really do. What is going on? Literally. Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure... Who's... Oh, it's Van Zeeks. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. What is happening? I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. What the fuck is happening right now? What the fuck is happening? We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid the scenes of chaos, as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. Last stream, yeah. This is definitely... I could have gone like 5 minutes longer. I didn't know. I was getting tired though. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. Oh, there we go. There's a to be continued. I dyed my hair yesterday. It's so bright now. I forget how fresh like a fresh dye job does. Feels good. It was like a busy day yesterday. That's probably why I feel so tired today. We went on a 2-mile walk with Chloe, and I dyed my hair afterwards. And my sister wasn't feeling good, and it was a busy day. Maybe the 2-mile walk took her ass out. She's like, I need a break. We're trying to build our like walking stamina back, because I want to do more like trails again on like the state parks and stuff. So I'm trying to build my stamina back up for doing that. Hopefully I get there. Maybe that is why everyone exercised too much yesterday. I figured I could just skip that. What on earth just happened? I don't fucking know. Mr. Naruhodo, I managed to find out what happened. Miss Usato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. No shit? I don't know. A smoke grenade? It sounds like a sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. Who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I needed to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions. Interesting. Along with a young girl. Interesting. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk. She's a silly goose. There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo... She writes everything in that little book. He took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence, exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. Yeah, she's right. That is weird. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. Trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. Well, we'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of this trial. We'll know soon enough, Mrs. Zato. Yeah. Yes. I guess you would say it like that. Yes. Skip all that. Skip. It's now the afternoon. Oh. Who is this? There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. Mr. McDonald's. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zieks. My lord? I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? When in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. Can't you just walk out? Now occupies a stand. Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such a pandemonium here in the courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? It's a 15-year-old. If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is that we lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that. 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so 'tis. Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the courtroom exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what happened? What happened that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Literally. Now we're cross-examining. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gathered, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Ryunosuke bent over. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Think so. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. I love this face. This is a good face. Like, oh, we gotta zoom in more. There we go. That's a good face. All right. I'm gonna press. Oh yeah, I have a penalty because I accidentally fucked up. Hold it. And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were, I see. Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed is sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Then Bagora, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Hold it! A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground, that sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well, now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone? But at the same moment, you did hear a scream? From the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before me eyes. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. You sat him up, the victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would ya? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Ada, Lord Van Ada? Lord Von Seeks. Now, why would that be? You wait to find a man lying dead at your feet in the carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of the London society, that is. Well, now as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. I forgot to turn on the captions. Good thing I'm just reading the lines. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you're just going to leave that man there? Heavens alive, no. I was always intended to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores. Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good stuff do just the same? The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim. And then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? Hold it! I don't think this one's worth pressing. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir. So I said, so I did. As far as I could see, that is... What do you mean by that? Well, now it's just a queer thing. I know what you are... That is a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse me, the vulgar expression. Under me backside. Under the seat? Good gracious. Under your backside. And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Of course. This would be a good time to have a thorough look around. And that's what I found her. In the storage. Almost press %. Here we go in. Well, let's open the door and go inside. I didn't know we could go in. Okay, so he was opposite. So he was in this seat. Hard when you sit on it, and only just wide enough for two gentlemen. English gentlemen would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? She has a handle. Ah. This seat doesn't. Okay. And then there's blood on the ground that I can't really look. Oh, I can't look at it. That's blood, isn't it? Is something wrong? Oh, it's just, well, the blood stain is so obvious, that's all. Yeah, Van Zeeks has made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Good question. This is a storage compartment, but it's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Why doesn't it seem right? Why was she in there? So he was on the ground? I'm gonna read that. That's supposed to be the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. The Crystal Tower? It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. I kind of wish I had like check marks when I looked at something. Look at that one. There's a lot of focus. Okay, okay, that's the Crystal Tower. We'll look at the window. I think on the Switch it does have check marks. What? Quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin. Yeah, I'm on the Switch. That's why I'm like, is my version broken? This is a digital copy. It had check marks. Oh man, what the fuck? I think the same thing of when I'm playing Apollo Justice. It's been like kind of frustrating. I'm still on like case 1, other than like the tutorial case. I was on and I'm investigating. And then I fell asleep. And then I didn't play games yesterday, except Picross. Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck, and there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description, so I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Did I look at everything in here? I feel like it's too convenient for her to be the killer. Alright, so you can't see. There's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witnesses have been able to see quite clearly. Phoenix Wright Omnibus? Who was gonna tell me about that? How did I miss that? How did I miss that? Why? What? Oh, they did? Oops, I missed it. Was it Tim? Oh my gosh, I really did miss that. Can I look at it? No. Herm. Is there anything else I haven't looked at? Maybe this? So this is the roof. Oh. And they have to pay money. Brr, I can't imagine how cold. It was in the Japanese version too. Aww. I want to look at his seat because I'm not convinced this man actually would see what's going on without stopping the whole carriage. Oh, what do I know? All right, let's press the next.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When our eyes met, well, me heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. You're really overreacting. overacting this. Still in awe, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. Seat opposite. That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir? Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I just needed to find out who this urchin was, you see. While I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fella's voice this time. Presumably, that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck. I'd rate you out again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly. In other words, previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGill did. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out to sight. It is certainly plausible. Defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature and readily confused perhaps with this young girl. Okay, short man. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horse. Okay, so he stopped and saw it. Okay. Thank you. I've heard enough. Was there... I don't think there was like a contradiction. The events as explained are cleared in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this? Her name is Gina Lestrade. Gina Lestrade. Huh, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here is a petty thief. Look, I'm tired. Oh, da! Lestrade. Lestrade is a Holmes character. Lestrade. Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. Girl. Girl. How dare you? What is the meaning of this? The girl, she's gone. Open your eyes. Huh, I'm over here. Good gracious, how? What is going on? I know what you thought of thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your heads, ain't it? No. This is a court of law. Green? Cat mouth. Cat mouth. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, right? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Oh, she is with Holmes, isn't she? That's the sign he has on his stuff. This was in my bag. I left it the other day down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink the best. Do not wave that thing in my direction again. Delicious. Sir, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question. Tis all right, lass. You can tell them in the truth now. All right, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on that night in question. All right, if I have to. Needed to finish the juice before it became room temperature. What the girl saw. So, I Sir, I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then, after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did, and the scream just, came out. It's because of that the swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. He let you go. I failed to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilded. Oh my god. Oh, 'tis simply itself, me lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. Yeah, take me in. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I sat that night, and the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Aye, but of course, the wee lass was stuck in there, because I'd parked myself on the seat for the direction. So you see, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. What if she wasn't? Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So, I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman. My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Oh, damn. Was that easy to sway, y'all? With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. So what happens when they prove not guilty? All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty. But who is guilty? Mr. Naruhodo, it must mean what? That we're victorious. We won? Are you sure?
Objection.
Why is he doing all that? Why? Sir. Sir. We need to chill out. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. Damn, same. That was literally me. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. I mean, I agree. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. I mean, if we've seen anything, we've seen that Among Us. We've seen that Among Us has proven that a jury system does not work. Emotion. I think he's on something. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear, but neither do judges, so I don't know. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. I missed it. What do you mean, this true nature? Do you really think the Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness puts it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here. Good lord. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilder's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? I'm with him. Order? How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, counsel? I'm like learning a lot of words here. I'm wearing like lipstick and lip gloss, so I'm like, I don't know. I think if you examined this inside earlier, you would have seen the things inside the seat. Fuck. The that's why Ryu was like, something's not right because you missed that bit. Will that fuck me over? Did the prosecution take that shit out? Okay, I'm fine. That's why I'm like, why? What is he talking about? That makes sense. How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been affected, counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the Can you talk normal? Can you talk fucking normal? Just a point of confusion for the player if they missed it because they assumed you did it. That is kind of bad. Yeah. I didn't even notice the handle. Naturally, we must. If they said something about look under the seat, maybe I don't know. I didn't even know I could go inside. Well, I didn't even see the blood on the fucking floor. I feel like I mean, obviously we got here without knowing about that stuff, but like, what? I want this man to talk normally. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about and allowing this to have happened. However, I show you when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning. The compartment under the seat was not empty. Where's the stuff at? Talk normal, mod. Literally, talk normal. My Nipponese friend. Me? At least he's just not calling me like a slur outright, I guess. When the carriage submitted his evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as when any self-respecting practitioner of law. Look, I don't know my limitations of this game, sir. Sir. Pray, what did you find the condition of the under the seat compartment to be? We don't need to talk about it. Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Maybe I don't need... I wish I could put certain things on Do Not Disturb and not everything. Does that make sense? iPhone users, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, I would like my messages to not be on Do Not Disturb, but I want my notifications to be on Do Not Disturb. My phone charger is not working. It's been driving me. Sorry? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. Oh, this is an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. Do you think there's Great Ace Attorney BTTV emotes? I'm scared to look through them. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? I want the one that's like him looking around like that. How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? Yeah, you look. Should I say I didn't look? Should I be honest? Does it know? Does it know that I looked or didn't? I don't know. I'm gonna say it wasn't empty. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my case as a counsel, but as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there was a number of articles inside it. Yes. Are you sure? I'd be whist. What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you send something to compromise his position? As the advocate, I don't know how much shit was in there, but I could totally believe she fit in there. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. This is not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilden. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then. Fella's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. There's no Van Zeeks emotes? Times like these, I wish I didn't have an overlay. I'll figure it out. The recovery hole under the seats is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. I feel so sleepy. I had an espresso too, so I don't know. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Susato thinking and Sholmes animated. No Van Zeeks. He has a bonus outfit. Ooh. Why? And Mario Kart. Do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. Me. That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth riding of the carriage. Change Ryu, Susato, and Sholmes into their funny all-out. I need to do that. The guild rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So oh, I remember, but I was like, I should probably put them in the normal outfits since I am seeing them for the first time. I remember that now. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleecer and the pick purse are lying. Oh. For the second game, I will do that. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. Stinkin' rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. Oh my gosh. It's a trick. Of course it's a trick. Okay, this is really silly. They should really vote at the end. Quite so, I must concur here. Alright, 50-50. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. No, wait. No, wait. But every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. I think so too, but I don't really know. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is a matter of outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Alright, my lord. What the fuck just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. I should have grabbed a peanut butter jelly. Should I go do that real quick? What if I be right back? Let me put some music on. There we go. I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab an Uncrustable. I got it. I have to wait till it defrosts though. I like this cross-examination theme. Really don't put that on my drawing tablet. I had like half a mini pizza, which, you know, like, bread is good, but sometimes when you eat it, you're like... That's how I felt with the pizza today. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. I stuck inside the carriage, what was the voice I gave her? Okay. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitched in there. Oh, we already read this. Oh my gosh. Hold it. I was like, wait. So you were already in the omnibus before it even fucking set off? Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point in spending a Joey to make a new few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, isn't it? Especially means there's no point in spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, that just clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified. No one little scapegrace riding for free. The red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip in the carriage to get myself in and under the seat. Nice and easy, right? That was more Australian. But your hiding place is a storage compartment full of equipment for the coach, no? No? Yeah. There's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. And yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you. It seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. We're gonna press this one. A waste of time. Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on my own and God permit at least some of the time. I beg your pardon. Did you say God permit? Oh yeah, well, what my client call it, you say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it. Only that night. Only. This cove was sat on me from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. It was totally stuck. Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin? Yeah. Right, mister. To be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you even sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Mrs. Strahd couldn't possibly be the culprit then. I tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. So you couldn't see out in the cabin at all? Not a jot. Then why did you scream? Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I got under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason, that night, this here Irishman spit the whole journey right over me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. So what'd she scream? Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice. Obson. Why does it seem she just Why doesn't she seem to just stick to poking Oh my god. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open? I finally got it. I'd say there's a reason she's not letting on, judging from her demeanor. So anyways, I was a bit scarred, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. After a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. Gotcha. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. What is? It made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily? That's right. And then I felt the cushion over me dead. Oh, I felt the cushion over me head get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Hi, Chris. How are you? Or not. That could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? I'm a little late. I just got home. No, you're fine, Chris. It's okay to be late. It's okay. Yeah, I saw it. You saw what, ma'am? I pushed up the cushion and added quick butchers while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the book while I had fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. I'm a little sleepy today. It's been a very sleepy Monday. That matches Mr. McGilded's account, of course. But then, the fellow suddenly turns and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should have never have risked looking. It's because of that, the swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilded discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I'm a little hungry too. I got an Uncrustable. I've got to wait 30 minutes though. I was scared stiff. I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in its guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit, and he ended up falling onto me. How awful. My fucking charger. What if we just gave her a Valley Girl voice? I feel like she would have one. My friend got me into this pony game called Ponytown. I made God Awful Garfield and sitting next to E-Daters. Ponytown? I'm scared. What is that? Ponytown. Is it like a... I don't know what is it? Both me Anns got covered in blood. That's the hands they saw. It made me feel sick as a dog. Both our hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and that. And then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed. Mr. First on the roof deck. This all happened in like 5 seconds. I feel like this lip gloss is already running out. You just kind of walk around and interact with people. Like Club Penguin, but ponies? Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume. Well, I didn't want no one see me face, so I didn't look up. And the oysters were drawn up smartish, and this Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." Why? Alright, Suzanne's gonna tell me all 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still unsure. If you could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want. Yeah, I think you're right. You have this what feeling, Ryunosuke? Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. What feeling was that? I'm not saying that word. So I snuck inside the carrier. Okay, so let's look at our stuff. It's just so funny seeing people get pressed for being next to them. I'm gonna have to look into this. I've never heard of this game. I miss Club Penguin. I always wanted a Puffle. Is that what they were called? I still play Neopets. I haven't played it in like a year though. Since whenever I drew my Neopets drawing, I haven't played since then. As a pony? Is it like full of My Little Pony bros? It's a browser game? I'm gonna look into it. He's missing a button. See that? That might be later. Hi, Tim. I'm sleepy. How are you today? And that's gloves. Let me go in. We don't need to talk. Let me just in. She lifted this up. It's mainly a lot of OCs and fandoms. It's really cool how creative people get it. Is it like Roblox? There's a horse on it. Look, it's a horse. Right? Or is that a... I don't know. I'm EP2. I can't believe I just went for Xenoblade opinions, but overall I'm just kind of mild. Xenoblade opinions? Was there discourse? Maybe. I'm gonna go eat because I'm starving. Eat some food! Eat some good food! Oh, that looks a lot like blood. It surely is blood. Alright. And quote of the day. Question of the day, not quote of the day. Question of the day. Oh, there was discourse. I'm missing it. Okay. And then all this had was Mr. or Fair Play. We don't have a lot of fucking evidence. I missed most of it because my only Xenoblade game was 3. Yeah, I don't know anything about Xenoblade, so... I know what little I saw on Smith's stream. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did, and Scream just came out. But this swell found me. He did help me get... You got a bit too into the Oh no. Oh man. Was it frustrating? I'm really trying to figure this one out. Did I miss something? I pressed everything though. Or did I not? Yeah, because I was like, what is that? Rinosuke, what are you saying? I feel like my brain's really sleepy for this right now. I could put the game on auto. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I feel like we didn't get. I feel like we should have gotten a new piece of evidence. Should I look through the book? Maybe she's in it. Oh, I just took off my makeup. Pitch. Did she mean pitch in this? Let me look in it one more time. No, there's a lamp here. But she meant like she couldn't see anything because right inside the cubby. Fine thing in that place. This loud bang nearly jumped my skin and the scream just. Let me press that again. A loud bang. I mean the noise of someone falling to the floor. It could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And he let us scream involuntarily? Like, did I miss McGilded flinching or something? Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab. Well, girl, did you see what happened? Yeah, I saw it. It should be obvious. Okay. I pushed up the cushion out of quick butchers while I had the chance, didn't I? Ashman was sitting up the bloke while I'd fallen on the floor on the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGild's count. And the fellow suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Let me press that again. Is he out in the cabin at all? Not a jot. Most days I push up the cushion. They can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night this Irishman spent the whole journey right over me head. We weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too apt.
Well, no.
Did I not press that? I'm guessing I didn't. Or I needed to press it twice. There we go.
Excuse me.
There we go. I'm guessing I needed to press twice in general. Something wrong, Mr. McGilded? I was like, I have nothing. I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no, it was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark. Aye, and I don't know about myself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Renosuke is very baby girl. It's very precious. Yeah? I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? Anything in unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was that Irishman snoring. For jabbers, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. Oh my god, there's lots of words. I'm like, what a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. What should we make of that last statement of hers? It's gotta be important. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is the profoundly important point. Almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please. What supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always good move. Show me what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring.
Hold it!
So you're straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hid yourself. Not exactly, no. Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with, but I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw the swell getting on, I got me head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. McGill had sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah, would you Adam and Eve it? Would you Adam and Eve it? What a mug. So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to the market, snoring like... Oh, listen to him driving his pigs to the market, snoring like an old dog he was. Are there any conclusions? Wait. Sorry, I'm thinking. She couldn't hear anything but snoring, and then all of a sudden she heard the bang. So on the seat under which you were hiding. Yeah, would you Adam and Eve it? Adam and Eve it? What the fuck does that mean? Then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out, but would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open, so I had to stay put, listen to him driving his pigs to the market, snoring like an old dog he was. Oh, believe it. That makes sense. I'm gonna say it doesn't add up because I don't think it makes sense. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. What? At odds? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. I'm kind of bullshitting. Seems my learned Nupinus friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. Savon Zeke's realized it too. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complicit party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring, but think. There's something else she should have heard. I don't remember either. That's why I'm like, I don't remember what they fucking said. This is what I get for playing it on the same, like, few days stretch. I mean, it's gonna make me show what evidence or people anyways. So that's why I'm, like, trying to figure it out before I do that. Not gonna be that. I wish I could look at past testimonies. His face is partly obscured from view by an old crooked hat. Oops, I didn't mean to press. Would this man not have screamed in pain? Is that what it's saying? Something else she should have heard. Right? He would have screamed in pain. I feel like. I saved before, so we'll see. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. I'm missing one because I fucked up earlier, but I clicked too fast. I feel like he should... I'm gonna present him.
Take that!
Thrice-fired mason? My lord, the sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear is that of the victim boarding the omnibus. Oh, or that too. Or that too, I guess. Explain your reasoning, counsel. Something like that. Oh, because she only heard him come on the bus. Huh. Hi, Ari. How are you? Allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person, boob growing. Oh, it's that time of month for me, and my boobs hurt so bad. So I felt. I'm sure it's a little different. If it's anything like when 10-year-old me started getting boobs, it sucked. But I also didn't want them, and I have never wanted them. Next person aboard the omnibus was Mr. McGilden. Yep, not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. So she should have heard the door open, at least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Going through, it's puberty, second puberty. Very exciting. I saw him get on, remember? I threw the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door open or close at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? Waiting for this. She has a Cockney accent, right? Like it's written like a Cockney accent. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swell to leave. In which case, boob pain sucks. Boob pain fucking sucks. If I liked my boobs, it'd be over for everyone though. When and how did the victim end up in this carriage? We know the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. It's every month. Boob pain. It kind of low-key sucks. It low-key sucks. Low-key sucks. Right now my lower back's hurting really bad though. Therefore, maybe that's why I'm sleepy, but I'm like, everyone is going through PMS? I doubt it. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Okay, I was on a different line of questioning, but we got to the same point, so it's fine. This petty thief statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Zieks? Yes. He knew. He knew all too well. He's laughing at me. Hot man is laughing at me. Every time I get PMS, I forget what it is, and I'm like, why is this the worst day of my life? I think I have PMDD. I get oddly very extra. I have depression, but I get like extra depressed like a week before my period. It fucking sucks. Like I feel like I have one good week out of the month, and it fucking sucks. Like one really good week. Oh my god, I think I have PMDD. It hasn't been confirmed, but it kind of trigger warnings if you don't want to like talk about like depression and stuff. But like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I really want to die. And then my period starts. I'm like, oh yeah. And I can track it. I'm on hormonal birth control. I have 3 weeks of birth control and a 4th week of placebo. I literally can see when my period's happening, and I still am like, oh yeah. Oh my god, it's awful. I literally have suicide scares because it's just the period. It's like awful. Now I'm not sure if hormones will do that to you, Ari, but be aware. Part of the reason why I want to be on testosterone because I'm sick and tired of that. But I know like there's other things with the testosterone that I'm like, I don't want that. I don't know. I don't know. But man, I think it sounds like PMDD. At least like TikTok has maybe like talked about symptoms of PMDD. And I was like, huh. A psychologist were like, so what's wrong? And I was like, well, nothing anymore. My period's over. Why does having a period suck so bad sometimes? Like, why? And like, okay, maybe, I don't know. Because like, my period used to be, okay. My period used to want to kill me. I'm on medication now, and I've been on medication for damn near like 20 years. But it's been like a lot worse. Like the hormonal aspect of like the emotions and stuff has been a lot worse as I've gotten older. I don't know, it's fucking weird. Estrogen can give a little bit of fake period symptoms. I have a trans girlfriend who gets some cramps every month, unfortunately. Fake isn't the right word, I just can't think of it. Like, obviously it's not like, it's phantom? Maybe phantom? I have heard that, like a phantom period. I have heard about that. Like, because obviously, like, a period comes from shedding the uterus lining and stuff. Hormones are a funny thing. Hormones are a weird fucking thing. I did have stomach pains. Man. Hormones are wild. I realize melatonin, you know how we were talking about melatonin is illegal in Australia? I think I know why, actually. Melatonin, birth control can mess with your melatonin levels. I think melatonin is a hormone. That's why melatonin is like not over the counter in Australia. Because it messes with your hormones. Do you smell good? The girly smell? See, yeah, that's another thing. I don't want to take testosterone too much. Like, I want to be androgynous, but I don't want to smell like a boy. Does that make sense? But sometimes I want to be a boy, but not all the time. My cat's been nicer to me. That is so fucking funny. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. She's like, oh, well. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Hormones are a fucking weird thing. It's like wild how much like I saw like a tweet that was like trans men become trade in like 3 days. Well, trans girlies, if like you have to be on estrogen a lot longer to see results. And I think that was just so fucking funny. It would assume words and things are in order for my. Can you even be trade if you're trade has been like a new change of word though. It means something totally different than it did like 10 years ago. My brother's voice changed pretty fast, but I think other changes have been slow coming. I heard that like beard, facial hair. I guess it depends if your family line has like facial hair though, because like my dad doesn't really, but I don't know anything about my mom's like more like testosterone leading side of the family, kind of what shows up. So I have no idea, but my dad doesn't really grow like facial hair like crazy. So I think that depends. Though now I look at old pics of him, I'm like, wow, his face is a lot more baby. Male pattern baldness happen quicker. See, I don't know if I would have that. It's been only like 3 to 4 weeks. I'm getting breast growth. Boobies already? Let's go. Let's go, boobies. You can have mine, Ari, if you want them. I want top surgery so bad. One day I'm gonna get top surgery. One day. I need to actually go to the doctor though. I can't believe I figured that out with long wrong. The amount of times I do the wrong reasoning in Ace Attorney games is kind of funny though. I wish trading was the thing. Me too. Actually, isn't there like they have been looking into trading like reproductive organs? Haven't they been looking into that? I don't know. I felt like I read something about that. True, skin tone. Skin tone would be weird. I think inside body parts would work though. I mean, we already do like organ transfers and stuff. And skin grafting is a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I'm like, what? What? Like, that's so fucking weird. I'm like, what? Surgeries are weird. I'm still like, what? It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? I gotta keep my nipples. My areolas. I feel like Selena S. Titties, if she did the makeover, she should have named like her makeover partner Areola. It's part of what's putting me off. Bottom surgeries results are they are so inconsistent. I don't blame you. I even think like facial feminization surgery is inconsistent sometimes too. It feels weird. I don't know. I think it's because plastic surgery is so inconsistent though. If you get it through the free healthcare, you can't see the surgeon's results on other. What? What? I feel like I would want to see the results. Right? I don't know. If I were to get top surgery, this might be no, I have over 18 on. So you should be 18. I feel like choosing nipples for top surgery is hard. That's a rough choice. You demonstrated matters impeccably. Like if you're keeping boobs, I feel like you would want your nipples. But if you don't, I've seen chests without nipples. I'm like, that's cool. I don't know. This witness and her colorful British, and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. I hope we can get good RNG with my face once for my fats. I hope so too. I hope so too. When I was getting breast reduction, at first I was looking at results and saying, I don't like how these post-op nipples look. And then I looked at my own nipples and was like, wait, nipples just look weird. Nipples just look weird. They're just a weird little thing. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. Non-binary people, there's like someone I follow on TikTok and they have like completely flat chest and no nipples. It's like really cool. I'm like, that's fucking cool. What do you mean guilty? Nipples are weird little things. It's like wild to me that nipples are like one of the first things to grow on a baby, like on an embryo. That's just like an anime character. Nipponese or Barbie or Ken. Like Barbie or Ken. Like a doll. What's this new meaning on the word doll? Nipponese. She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. Nipponese. But I must say, what is happening here? I can't abide liars. So, guilty on him. You're saying guilty on my man? Nipponese. Ooh. I think we all start off as female, right? And if you get the extra, you get the pee-pee. The pee-pee. The pepper. Nipples are funny. I don't know. It's just really funny. I think you're something like that. Something right about that. I didn't want to judge the girl just because... I know for sure you grow nipples first in the embryo. Which is really funny. That's why men have nipples. Like, you know. That's why most people have nipples. And then there's intersex. Dude, are people born without nipples? I could believe that too. That would make a lot of sense. It's not an extra. Yes, the Y chromosome express just releases testosterone in the baby. I'm sure statistically someone's born right. Someone out there naturally has no nipples. Someone out there. Like there's gotta be someone who was born with the XX who doesn't have nipples. And then there's extra nipples. For the longest time, we thought Hobart had an extra nipple. And it turns out it was like a boil or like a zit or something that we have to get like popped, and we're gonna get it removed soon. But like for the longest time we thought it was an extra nipple, and then it got bigger, and then we're like, The other pair is like vestigial and faint. Sometimes a extra nipple looks like a mole. Sometimes. When my friends like found out, they kept making fun of my mole right here. No one gets to see it now, because now not under this conversation. A lot of extra hormone stuff too, but like men and women are some similar. That it's kind of wild, and that's why like gender is a construct. But gender can be important to people. But yeah, gender is a construct. I was rubbing my cat's belly before running with the was on her nipple. There are people who don't believe that male animals don't have nipples. Like they'll bring their pets into the vet and be like, "What is that?" And it's a nipple. Like Hobart's nipples are really, really faint. They're so funny. Like I'm like, "Ah, his nipples." And then Chloe doesn't really have nipples. I have a theory that Chloe had puppies though, because someone like said that like chow chows kind of get flat, like their hair gets flat sometimes after pregnancy. But she didn't have like saggy titties though, so I don't know. 11 toes and his sister had 9. What? Twins are weird. Twins are like a weird concept to me. I'm like, what? What? He stole her toe. He stole her toe. I mean, I guess it's better than a finger. Would you remove that toe? I would remove it. Am I weird? Would you remove an extra toe? Or if you were born with it, would it be so normalized? Could you give it? Would they give it back? Would you remove your toes? Right, depends how it looks. Would you take it off and give it to your sister? Like as baby? Is that ethical? I feel like that's probably not ethical. Not ethical. We're talking about toes now. Next Ace Attorney game is all about hospital and healthcare law. Oh my god. Like half the size of a normal one on this. What? I love when cats have extra toes. I think that's the cutest fucking thing. I love when they have little extra toes. I recently discovered that this past weekend what a horse's tail looks like under all that hair, and it was horrifying to me. I wish I never knew that. I was like, what? For some reason, I just could not fathom what a horse tail like looked like under all the hair, and it was horrifying. So I looked up hairless horses, and that was horrifying. Besides shopping for shoes being a pain, that's what I'm feeling. That's why I was like, I think I would get it removed, because shopping for shoes, well, like a bunion, is really rough. So I'm assuming like an extra toe would be like a bunion, right? Maybe I'm crazy. That's so fucking funny. They're saying guilty on me for some reason. Oh god, I'm so tired today. I didn't want to judge the girl because she has some less than salubri. What the fuck kind of SAT words are this? I am fucking fully like not like sure. Hold on. Oh, Jeremy's on his way home. I'm gonna ask a question. Hold on. I'm on stream right now, but can we get Chipotle? There we go. He stopped by Guitar Center. He really wants to buy a bass guitar. Chipotle mentioned. I was thinking about uploading that emote, but I might just draw something similar to it. I don't know yet. I'm trying to brainstorm good emotes. They do not sell toes at Chipotle. I'm gonna be ready to take the SAT. What if we did a pretend SAT on stream? Can you name? They do not sell. Can you name a single place they do? The hospital. What if we just harvest toes for people who need more toes? What if they just harvest little extra toes? No, we're not going on OnlyFans. My friend had a friend who worked at a university library, and someone like comes up and says, "There's someone doing this on the doing bad things on the 5th floor of the library." Guess what they were doing? Yeah. And it was a company. It wasn't even like 2 people maybe making at-home stuff. It was a fucking company doing that. I'm like, I don't know what happened because the person left before I think anything got involved. I'm like, did everyone like get a public indecency charge? Because I feel like everyone involved in that should, right? Yay! I got it right. They were filming. Yeah, it was filming, not even like just, it was like a whole company filming at a big university. I don't want to like totally dox where this person works, but it was at a big university library. And I was like, I bet there's like a, I bet there, if they did get arrested, I feel like it's probably in the public police records. I need to remember how to look through those though. I can't believe in other countries those aren't public. Sometimes I'm like, I love that they're public because I'm a nosy bitch. I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious. What does the fuck salubrious mean? But I must say, they kind of shouldn't be public. Yeah, they shouldn't be public, but I'm a little bit, a little nosy. When you know someone gets arrested for something, you're like, I know that's mean. They can be public just for me to look at. I cannot buy a, oh my god, they really are flip-flopping. Chill out. They need to chill out. Salubrious. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5. I know how to count, girly. Oh, we're getting the sippy. Delicious. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. Nipple friend. I'm not gonna say to the considerable troubles you have spared me. Nipple bestie. I wonder if the sippy ghost is on BTTV. Yes, very refreshing. For people who aren't subbed to Smith. What are you playing at? Hold on. I'm looking at BTTV right now. What am I getting caught on? What is happening here? What is happening here? BTTV, come back. Come here. How do I search? I always forget how to search. There we go. Zip. No, that's not what I want. Is there a better way to Google search engine results? Mother 3 Ghost. BTTV. No. Oh, let me allow. Also, apparently salubrious just means pleasant. Hi, Offer! Hi, Offer! Hi, Tim! Second Tim. Are we finally owning this fucker's ass? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to see if there's a good sippy emote for people who don't have Smith's emote. Sip. We have a Baby Yoda emote. Or should we do the Peepo Sip? There we go. What about that one? Just means pleasant or healthy. Why can't they just say pleasant? What the fuck? Epo, zip, spin. There we go. How was your day, Tim and Hopper? We were talking about nipples. and then we got into other conversation. We kind of went on a tangent. I'm a little sleepy today, so I feel like I'm losing my mind. I also straightened my hair for the first time in forever, and I'm like, oh yeah, my hair isn't like super straight. We're talking about nipples. Because nipples are like one of the first things you develop in the embryo. Nipples and extra toes. And what are they? What would you, if you had an extra toe, would you remove a toe? I had bandet? Is that how you say it? And made some bomb-ass Korean ramen. What is bandet? I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. I wanna know. Bandet is a Vietnamese savory but sometimes sweetened cake made primarily from rice rolled into a banana leaf. Made with mung bean and pork filling, then boiled. After cooking, the banana leaf is removed and the cake is sliced into wheel-shaped serving. Oh, I've seen this. I've seen this. I would eat it. I had bantet and made some bomb. I already read that. Who's super straight? Who? Not me. I don't know what that means. I remove a toe if I can fit it. That's what I'm like saying. I don't think I would move. If it fucks with my shoe size though, I would probably fuck with it. I would get it off. Hi, without order. I had a friend with an extra nipple. Y'all know so many people with extra nipples. What the fuck? How do y'all know so many people with extra nipples? It doesn't feel like anything though, right? It just feels like a mole, from what I understand. Like, it doesn't feel like a nipple. That's what I'm saying though. I would definitely remove a toe if I couldn't fit it in my shoe. Right? It looks like a mole. That's why I'm like, are moles just nipples? I have a cousin that has two toes fused together. Two toes fused together? I guess that makes it easy to clean. Remember when white people didn't wash their feet? When they like talked about on Twitter how they don't wash their feet. Webbed feet. There was a kid in my school who had like webbed hands. Like literally like his like little webbed part was like way the fuck up here. On Twitter, there's a bunch of white people who don't like shower right. I'm not like saying there's a right and a wrong way to shower, but I'm kind of saying there's a right and a wrong way to shower. That's what I'm saying. Like, how the fuck do you not wash your feet? And then I'm like, oh yeah, Walmart feet. I've seen a lot of Walmart feet. I usually wash my feet for a big go. I have to wash my feet. I'm like, ew. Ew. Walmart. It's kind of a mean saying. I will say, I will preface this. Walmart feet is very classist. Mind you, I grew up very poor. I grew up very poor. So like, it is really classist. But like dirty feet, like, you know, there's people with like black dirt on their feet. They don't wash their feet. I watched an interesting video essay recently about how white people don't suffer from the stigma like PSC do about being clean dirty, and that's part of why some people wear. Right, I believe that, because white people can get away with being dirty, but yet like you make some kind of Asian food, whether it's like Indian, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, any of that, right? And it's stinky and it's bad, but white people can be stinky. I'm just saying. It's because Walmart is like one of the only like grocery stores in small towns sometimes. So I think that's why. Even the Bible, like their favorite. Jesus washed people's feet. It was a very nice thing to do. It's wash people's feet. Yeah, when a white woman does a shower, she gets dreads, and it's quirky. Very that, very that. I should hydrate and stretch. Oh yeah, Catholicism has people's feet. I don't have any treats for Chloe. I don't have any. I don't know what to do. I have yellow corn tortilla chips. Should I give her that? I have these. What if she shits herself though? It's corn. I feel like they'll make her shit herself. My posture is not good. There, all right. A kiss? I don't know what to do. We've been so good about not giving her people food. I don't know what to do. Refund your points back to you because I don't know what to do. We have to go to the store tomorrow. I'm playing Fortless in the stream talking about nipples. I have Hobart treats. I'm gonna put it to the side so she doesn't get upset though. I'll give her a big treat when I because we have big treats. But it's gonna be loud. She like chews on it. They're like bully sticks. And so she'll chew on it, it'll be really fucking loud. So we're gonna maybe pause on that for stream. So I'll give Hobart's treats at the end of the stream. So and then she'll get her big bone. I'll never go with someone that doesn't wash their feet. For real! I'm like, the amount of men who don't wash their ass. I'm like, you are boldly saying you don't wash your ass on Twitter? I think more people need to learn that they don't need to talk about their shower routines online. And then their feelings wouldn't get hurt, literally. I'm like, how many women are dating men who don't wash themselves? Like, that is wild. They're putting a stinky little, nasty little body part in their mouth. Wild. Wild. Straight men don't wash their ass. Like, yell at your wife, yell at your husband. I don't want to know you or stink. Like, how can you sleep? It's like wild to me. I'm like, I feel like so icky that I have to shower like 2 times a day sometimes. Like, I'm like, what? Anyways, we should probably stop talking about stinky people. Got their own ego, literally. I'm like, no wonder men stink. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? What the fuck? Wash yourselves. If you are embarrassed, if you're listening to me and are embarrassed, just wash yourself. And don't tell us you don't wash yourself. But wash yourself. I could totally believe though that like some moms I feel like don't teach their boys, like boy moms don't teach their boys how to clean themselves. Does that make sense? I do feel like it kind of starts from the way men are treated from the get-go. It all starts from the patriarchy, from the get-go. Isn't that fucking wild? We've been all like we keep changing topics on one far to dialogue. It's because the music slaps. I can't remember being taught how to wash. I was taught. That's like what I think that's a good example. Because I was taught. And I was taught that like the places that are like dirtiest will usually be the creases of your body. And you want to make sure you scrub it because that will be the stinkiest. I was taught that specifically from both of like the more maternity figures of my life, my mom and my aunt. Both of them like made sure we knew how to clean ourselves. If I ever have a son, I'm making up some fake mythos about make up a little gremlin story. I never was taught how to shower, brush your teeth, or even how to use shampoo. I think I feel like a lot of like people who are raised as men feel that way. As a guy, I had to learn on my own how to shower properly. I do think it's like a patriarchal thing. That's why I'm like, I don't want to shame completely because it is a patriarchal thing, but it is very weird. I was specifically taught to wash my ass, but I didn't start washing like my legs or feet until later when I realized they were gonna wash themselves. Yeah, because soap running down doesn't necessarily wash it. I know you're not supposed to like wash, but I wash the ends of my hair super well. Sometimes like hair is like kind of borderline. Like you don't have to super scrub it because it's hair, but like, I don't know. I get so freaked out. Wash your ass or your butt will seal shut. You won't be able to poop ever again. Like I found out in high school from a friend that you need to leave your conditioner in your hair for a few minutes. See, and I had to teach my brother that too, I think. I think my brother went like the longest time without being taught, and my brother's the oldest, without being taught that you need to like scrub your head. Like you can't just run shampoo in it, you need to scrub your head. And I had to teach him that. I didn't know like 3 years ago that the different colors of the scrubbers matter. Wait, what is a scrubber? I use a loofah. I know it's not the best for the environment. I've been looking at like I think it's called like an African bath net or something. I've been looking at that. But I use a loofah and I know it's not the best and I know it like has a lot of bacteria in it. So I've been trying to switch, but I'm trying to use it because I spent money on it. As a kid, I didn't realize you had to brush your tongue with your teeth because everything just said brush your teeth. Right, no one talks about you need to brush your cheeks, your tongue, and your top and bottom of your mouth. I learned that because I went to the dentist, though. The dentist told me how to wash my... we had to practice, like, brushing our teeth. I'm, like, trying not to do the movements too much because people are gonna be gross. But, they, like, taught, like, at the dentist. To be fair, I had Medicaid, so it was, like, not everyone has Medicaid. But, the dentist taught me to... 30 seconds each teeth and then kind of go in on your like cheeks, top of your mouth, tongue and all that. I usually use hands and then on bad days I go in with the washcloth. I love a washcloth, but I hate a washcloth at the same time. And then there's people who are extremely clean, like who uses towel every time, like a new towel every time. I mean, that's wild. I hate how heavy. I like a light washcloth. There's like not all washcloths are created equally. I will say that. Like I like a good washcloth. And small. I like a small one. I try to brush my tongue, but I gag when I... You gotta practice, Ari. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. I can't use one twice in a row. I gotta use a fresh one each time. See, that doesn't weird me out too bad. But the fresh towels are weird to me. I'm like, every time? I wish I had a humidifier. It gets so staticky here. Like in the winter, I need to get one. I feel like a lot of my sinus issues is because I don't have a humidifier. I have a really bad... I do too, don't worry about it. It takes a lot of practice. Actually, if you want like a little sex advice, brushing your tongue actually helps your gag reflex for, you know, other activities too. So it just takes a little practice. At least like you won't die if you don't brush your tongue or don't wash your feet. It's gross, but you know. Yeah, like right, you won't die. You won't die. That's why I'm like, it's okay. Like I don't want to like too shame people, but stinkiness is like that is a deal breaker for me personally. I know things happen though. I do know things happen. Sometimes depression is a bitch. Mental health issues are a bitch. But I am strictly talking about how men go through life not washing themselves. They go through like their whole life because the patriarchy says that washing yourself is girly. Like that is like a wild concept to me. Right, it does feel like it's capitalism in disguise sometimes. And you like hand cream is just like heavier, but then again I also have like this eczema cream, so because my hands are much drier than my body because I wash my hands constantly, but this has like oatmeal in it, so that's why it's different. But I am high maintenance as fuck. I will say I am high maintenance. So but I am talking about a specific kind of a man that thinks washing your ass is girly. We are talking about that. That's why people are like, that was an argument on Twitter. It was like, well, I don't wash myself because I'm so dry. I'm like, that's what lotion is for though. Because actually, like a lot of people who don't have skin tone, like melanin in their system, white people, if you like scratch them and there's like a little dust, they are ashy. They just, you don't see the ash. My pale ash, you can see the ash though. But I'm like, sort of not white. Like I'm pale, but like I stand next to Jeremy, I'm like, I'm not as pale as you. So I'm like, you don't see the ash on yourself? Eczema sucks. I fucking hate eczema. Men be doing some silly things. I am a high maintenance person, but I had to tone down my skincare because I kept getting a allergic. I don't know if y'all remember that I had like a really bad allergic reaction, and I had to like figure out whether it was like food, skincare, stress related, any of that. I had to figure it out myself. It boiled down to me being sensitive to acne medication actually, and I really minimize my skincare because of I never had like a reaction to acne medication before. So I literally, like, in the morning, I wash my face. You don't even have to do this for some people, technically, because if your bed is clean, technically you could just run some water on your face, but I'm really oily. Even with like a damaged, I put hydration in my skin, I'm still like really oily. So I'm pretty sure I'm an oily person. But I wash my face in the morning, and then I put some vitamin C serum on, and then I put lotion on, and then I put sunscreen on, and then I'll put sunscreen on throughout the day, because sunscreen only lasts for like 2 hours at most. So you got to reapply sunscreen sometimes, and it's really hard with makeup, but they do make things that you can put sunscreen over nowadays. And then at night, sometimes I do retinol. I don't do retinol every night. I do at least once a week. Wash my face with the same soap, do the retinol, or wash my face, do just moisturizer. Or I used to do acne medicine, but I don't really get acne as bad anymore. I don't know. You've been doing your face routine back. Oop, oop. Yeah, I hate that like for toxic straight men, cleaning is feminine gate, and that's where I'm like criticizing people. Yeah, you don't need 30-step skincare. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There are certain skincare products that are aimed towards what your like problem is, but I think problem is kind of a broad word too. But I do retinol because I'm 27. If you're like 20, you don't really need retinol, but I am 27. I'm nearing my 30s, so that's why I use retinol. Do you put sunscreen on even when you're not going outside? It depends. So like in the winter, the UV index is like 0 to 1, so I'm kind of like no. But like right now it's bright and sunny outside, and I sometimes put sunscreen on. Mine mattifies my skin, so it's like nice under my makeup sometimes too, so it's like a double kind of little thing. Do you think this man is definitely high maintenance? He has a 12-step skincare routine. But yeah, I used to be way more higher maintenance, but I had to calm down my skincare routine because of let me allow that. I had to dumb it down because I had an allergic reaction to something. The one I use has foundation, I'm pretty sure. You definitely should not use sunscreen if it breaks you out, because it shouldn't do that. Probably, I don't know. I use La Roche-Posay. I like that one the most, but it is like a $30 sunscreen sometimes. Sometimes your body be just like, okay, we don't have literally, you could just be allergic later in life. That is a wild concept to me. Also, hi puppy. I was like, because I had never had a problem with salicylic acid before, and I only did it like once a week. And nope, now I have a problem with it, and it literally made my eyes so swollen. I wasn't super open about it because it was embarrassing. My eyes were so red and swollen all the time. That's why I was not on camera for like a good chunk of last year in this like October, the fall. Yeah, it was so bad. I hate how men and women are so homophobic. Like some men and women are homophobic. Like every normal thing a man does doesn't make them literally like why does a man like want to look nice be seen as gay? Like that is a wild concept to me. Blackheads, usually an acid is your best friend. Like, so there's like AHAs and BHAs. BHAs is like salicylic acid. That is for like cystic acne usually. Never use an acid at daytime because it makes your skin really sensitive to sunburn. AHAs are like your glycolic acids, your lactic acids. I think even azelaic acid might be an AHA. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me. But those are a little more less crazy. Those will help get rid of blackheads. I also like niacinamide for blackheads. But sometimes people think those little dots on your like nose are blackheads. They're not. They're like a filament that your body naturally has, and you don't need to pull them out every single time. People have pores. And the pores fill with a natural filament. It's like not a big deal. Sometimes it's worse to rip them out. Have to be mask and boring and wear cargo shorts with no riz. I think I could pull off a cargo shorts outfit. I would look good, I think. Even though I'm pretty femme. Because they're afraid of being perceived as gay. It's like, what? Oh my gosh. I want a normal world where we're not homophobic and transphobic. Please, one day. One day. I love skincare and beauty though. I don't think it's a necessity though, but I love it. It's one of my self-care things. It's one of my self-care things. I was trying to finish this before Jeremy got home. This case, I don't think that's gonna happen. There's a girl in my domestic abuse class who straight up says she would dump a guy who expressed their feelings, cried. Just say you're the abuser. Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's always classes like that people just say some wild shit. I'm like, my sexual identity matters to me so little, even though I'm not gay. I don't care if people think I act a little girly. Felt. I will say, before I like figured out what gender fluidity was, I was extra femme at when I worked at the beauty store, like extra femme. Like I would wear dresses to work and stuff, and I don't like to say dresses are necessarily femme, but like I was definitely like perceived very girly, technically, right? Because I think anyone can wear a dress, but like the world I live in doesn't think so, right? And one time she really wants a TREAT and I feel so bad. She's like staring at me. And then one day at work, this little kid was like, oh, I gotta follow the boy. And they were talking about me, and I was like, I was like so confused because I was like, I am not dressed like a boy at all. And I was wearing like a lot of makeup, and my hair was done. I was wearing like really, I think my boots had hearts on them even. Like it was like a really like what would be considered girly outfit. And they kept calling me sir. Like this kid kept calling me sir, and I was like, huh? And it like really like weirded me out when I was like, this was before I like realized what like how I felt about gender, but like it was a weird concept to me. I like went home and I was like, I kept getting called sir by a child, and I'm still like trying to fathom why. It was really weird. It was like a really weird moment for me. Now it doesn't matter. Like if that happened now, I'd be like, you know what? I am a sir. Good job. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it was a little boy. It was a little boy. Maybe he did forget what ma'am was. Maybe he did. I could believe that because I don't know kids' ages. I just spilled water on my $2,000 laptop. I just said, put it in rice. Put it in rice. Actually, I don't know if you should put a laptop in rice. I've been watching a lot of laptop fixing videos, and I'm like, that's interesting. I hope it doesn't die. Sometimes it could take a little water as a treat. Maybe it'd be fine. I haven't spilled anything. That's a lie. I spilled soda all over my desk the other day, but it didn't get on anything. It needs a little drink as a treat. A little sipping. I spilled it on the speakers. Oh no, that sometimes fucks with the speakers though. And then they're like crunchy. A little crunchy. Okay, let's get back into the game. We went on several tangents. I like going on tangents though. What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern? Oh my god, McKilden! Oh my god! Maybe I shouldn't have pressed A. Oh my god! Amadan? What does that mean? Amadan? We really are preparing for the SAT. Do you get foxes in America? They're funny you say that because I saw for the first time a red fox. I think it's called an American red fox. For the first time in a tech parking lot. Like, because we have a few tech businesses in the city. And we were just driving to Starbucks and coming back home, and we took like a detour route from that Starbucks. And we were driving through like this tech area, and a red fox just like ran across the road. It was the coolest fucking thing. I have like never seen something like that before. It's funny because the players watching this are mostly everyone's Asian here. It's like an Irish trickster. A figure in Irish and Scottish Gaelic folklore may assume both benevolent and malevolent roles. I need to... I'm supposedly Irish or Scottish, and I need to brush up on my lore. It was learning how to wave dash. There's some that are outside sniffling around at nighttime. The cat hits the window to scare them off. Do they get... They are skittish creatures, right? They're like cats almost. Foxes are more like cats, from what I understand. They're so cute though. There's like different kinds of foxes. I think more up north, kind of closer to the Canadian border. There's like the white foxes, and they're just so stinking cute. They're so stinking cute. I'm like shocked at how cute some animals can be. It's not fair. Like I should be allowed to pet a wolf. I should be allowed, but I can't. I should be allowed to pet a polar bear, but I can't. I'm Irish, but the only time I express it is St. Patrick's Day. I think I'm Irish. I don't know. My last name is giving Irish. Today is the last day for Nintendo. Some people already were having a hard time downloading games on the eShop I saw. Oh, I was like a Badger's bum. Ari, that is British. I had to stop the farmer's dog from biting a badger's bum when I was on a walk. I've never seen a badger. I don't know what a badger like looks like in real life. I don't think I've even seen one at the zoo. Or if I have, I don't remember it. Wait, I have seen a honey badger. Because they're kind of cute. Honey badger don't give a shit. European and American badgers are... Oh, they're very different. Let me look them up. Oh, let me look it up. Might as well. We're already on the tangent. Is that like the difference between an Australian possum and an American possum? Badgers, American versus European. I want to see a picture. Oh, yeah. So in cartoons, it looks more like the European badger. But the American one is what I've seen. I've seen that one. They're very cute. I think they're really cute. They're so stupid looking. I think the more feral they look, they're the more silly. Going back to sleep and using Brigette. Time to farm. Good sleepy time, puppy. Have a good nap. Looking back to the game. Hits A one more time. I just needed to know what a badger looked like. They draw like badgers like the European ones in cartoons, but the American one is a little feral little guy, just like that. Honey badger don't give a shit. Let me see. Let me look. Look like they're gonna invite you over to the country cottage for tea and biscuits, while the North American badger looks like he's gonna invite you to the back alley for curb stomp. I think they're cute. I think they're both cute. I can see how they both are like, look at their little ears. I can't handle that. That is so stinking cute. And they're just so round. That's a round fella. That is a good fella. That is a good little round guy. Okay, now we know what an Amadam is. Sir, why are you licking that knife? You need to stop. This is carnage. It's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Oh yeah, that's right. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going, I know if we can't find some new way to convince everyone or Mr. McGilden's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. Ooh. Jeremy was gonna surprise me with Chipotle. He was gonna surprise me. How sweet. I very much wanted to believe the words of the one... We gave her like a Wednesday Addams but British voice. So I'm not doing that. London's most respected gentleman. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Hold it!
Fuck. I mean, finally. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue? Oh my god, so many words. My education. Explain yourself at once. How are people supposed to know these words? When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time. I just kind of go by context clues. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. I feel like I don't know a lot. I wonder how you figure out what your vocabulary is. How do you figure it out? The carriage door, like, you know, when you had to in like high school, not high school, like grade school, and you would do like reading tests and stuff. I don't know SAT words though, but you know what? You know how like they make you do the SAT words in high school? I never had to do that. I think like our SAT words were so easy. My year that I took it. I feel like most people have a very rudimentary I don't know what rudimentary means. Probably very simple. Well, maybe I don't have a good vocabulary. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me allow that. Oh, look. You just throw around weighty words, but you do sound like an asshole if you just throw around words that people don't know. Because I think there is a time and a place for things, but I also think that I get what, because changing up your words is more interesting in writing and speeches and stuff, but in like everyday conversation, I guess you don't really need to do that, right? But then again, I learned that most people actually are illiterate. Like there's like a big chunk of the population that is technically illiterate. So I don't know. The carriage door was not heard opening a single time as testified by the witness in the stand, and yet the victim's body was found inside the car. I was wondering if he was killed somewhere else and then thrown into the carriage. I was wondering that. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? As long as I get the idea, I'm okay with whatever words lack words. True. It depends on the context. It depends on the type of person who uses words like that. There are rare times where big or odd. Right, like weird words can be useful. In this game, I'm like, what? I knew a guy at community college used 50-cent words just to sound smart, and like half the words we're using. See, that's like an asshole. That is a real asshole move. Not red, white. Red, white. There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. I think he was murdered outside. Oh, we're gonna double check. I'm gonna save. I think he was killed outside and thrown in. Harder to ignore words you don't know when you're reading everything out loud. That's exactly Juju. Because I know, like, if I was playing this on my own, I would just skip over them. I would be like, whatever. But now I'm like, what? And I would never think about it again. Because that's what I do in all the books I read. Sometimes I look them up. Sometimes like, oh, that's an interesting word. But sometimes I just skip over them. Like my friends get high, they're almost incoherent, but like I still get what they're saying. It's the high, like, high mind. High hive mind. Like the hive mind. Oh, have y'all seen like THC drinks? We had one. It's like sativa. I didn't really have it, but I don't want to say who did, just in case y'all are little weirdos. It's legal though. It is legal. But it was interesting. It tastes like ass. Tastes like you just put like a handful of weed in your mouth. It was nasty. They are legal here. When one friend gets high and messages me, I can barely tell what they're saying. One of my friends is perpetually high, and sometimes she just be saying shit. I'm like, And then I'm like, I get it though, and I'm not even high, but I'm like, I think we've been friends for so long that I get it now. Does that make sense? I think the Kirby hand cream about smells too strong for me. It's giving me oh, I hate when that happens. Because even I love perfumes and stuff, but sometimes things can smell too bad. It'd be funny if there was a person who would speak like 1600 noble when they got high. Me? You mean me and my British accent? If I didn't get sick while getting high, I probably would be like that. In New York, I was at a coffee shop that had THC in the coffee. THC, caffeine and cannabinoids? That's a wild combination. I'm gonna say he was put there after he died. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed. Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously? Hmm? Well said. The obviously is troubling me also. Oh shit. The point is the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. Then answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? I know what that word means. Well, obviously. Stop saying obviously. Oh man, it wasn't. We're only on 3. My theory was wrong. It was just a game theory. Okay. There's another entrance. Well, it was only a game theory.
Objection.
Oh god. Wonder what new fantasy you would come up with. But behold, the omnibus is here for all of us to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabinet is furnished with a door. The other side has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot be opened. In short, there's no entrance to the cabin other than the door. A lot of game theories are wrong too. Yeah, you get it. You get it. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't... See, I was like nervous I was wrong, so... There was not another entrance. You could have checked the obvious. Oh, never mind. I bullshitted it. One other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. It's the skylight, right? All right, counsel. Its defense will identify the location for the court. It's gotta be the skylight. Because we looked at it. We looked at it and he was like, suspicious. Remember?
Take that.
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. So I wasn't wrong. But I thought my theory would be kind of funny if they threw him in. And that's she heard the bang in the door open at the same time.
Objection.
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However... Objection. He is baby girl. The way he says objection is so baby girl. Skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection.
Oh my gosh, it's real court now. So you claim. But do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle brain theory? Well, let's go through the window. Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor. Which, that would make sense. He like fell through the window and then he picked him up. Which has already been explained as the sound of the victim falling from a seat, having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but when a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really made such a loud noise as the witness described, a noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Oh, you're right. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin. He fell into it.
Objection.
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the cabin, or the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. What if they're lying? And yet not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, that's true, but... he doesn't have a hold it? Might I, a humble fella, make a wee comment here? Mr. McGilded. To be sure now. Wait, the British lady had a hold it. Why doesn't he have one? To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing on the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. They want you dead. Would you just not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were... Oh! Hold it. Oh, there they are. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? Blitherer? Sir, what are you doing? What are you doing? You rotter. He said you rotter. What are you insinuating? Remember at the beginning he was like, I need a lawyer, but I'll do all the talking. Like, he wasn't lying. This is a flaming outrage. I've good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. They owe money to this man. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. Mr. Fairplay, you're effectively accusing me as a gentleman and well-respected banker, and me, a very angry hatter, suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's He's like riding an invisible horse. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right, I protest too about you, you rotten scoundrel. They're fighting. The girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. Order! Order! This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion. Wanton?
Wait!
What is the tea?
What is the tea? The girls are fighting!
I've just seen a gif of first doing that animation with the caption like dumpy. He's very, like, he was throwing it back. He was throwing it back. Return to the auntie room at once. I've never had to say that word out loud. This is beyond reason, my lord. Oh, it's outrageous. He's throwing it back. It's very hurtful, you know. Now, my lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Von Zix. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. I didn't accuse no one. I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting? You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. Have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated the criminal guilt. Hold on, let me look at the names. Yeah, Beppo, Bruce, Fairplay, Lady First. Okay. Have rebranded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated the criminal guilt. In our British court of laws, this is what is termed a baseless accusation. Yeah, it is. It's a Discord gif. See? He's throwing it back. He is throwing it back. It was kind of a baseless accusation, I will admit. You can't just dismiss it without a second thought. Wanting the English tongue. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fella. We have to see the matter now through now, one way or another. There's filth and rubbish in our midst. We must dispose of it at once. Oh, we got voice acting. What's happening? The spectators in the public gallery are in a complete frenzy. Shut the fuck up, everyone. My lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. Well, then y'all should have kept your mouth shut. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Chugga 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 chugga. We're getting to the end of this. That sounded like a fire alarm at first. Refuting the accusation. I don't know what I would do. I would probably freak out. Y'all would see an anxiety attack live. There was actually the fire alarm going off right now. We were the only 2 people up on that roof deck dead alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time. I tell you, couldn't possibly have opened it. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? On the floor? I must say, on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. Why the witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck? Hydrate. Without the other noticing. Where's Beppo? Got my back. Okay. My feet have been on the floor, surprisingly. That's right, you see? I'm giving him kind of an Australian. I've been watching too much Bluey. We're innocent, I tell you. I'm innocent. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down and the 2 of you were in collusion with another. What? What? Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the 2 witnesses share no common dealings. Ah, well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Anyways. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel uneasy? I guess it would be British English because we are set in Britain, right? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. I'm familiar with British English. I play Neopets. Fairy is the weird one to me. Like when British spelling of fairy is such interesting to me. Alright, we had 3 ouchies. We're the only 2 people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that.
Hold it!
I'm yawning. So at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck. Absolutely not, Dickin. Okay, no one's acting weird. No question about it, he said. None at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here. Is this true, Mr. McGilded? Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. He is literally in his face pointing. That's not right, lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? At all? 'Tis all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. I mean, he's right. Oh my god, he really is throwing it back. I saw you with my own eyes. This is going great. This is great. Alright.
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. Certainly had been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. Is this some kind of lock? Is this some kind of joke, he said? Why? I feel like I've had to allow Twink so many fucking times. Why? Why won't it let me just keep Twink? Is this some kind of joke, he said? Is that what this is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly? Are you fair dinkum, sir? What does that mean? Are you serious? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. What are you covering for? I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. Dinkum is Australian slang. Are they Australian? If you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you never open them again. My throat's starting to hurt. That's extreme. Fair play is supposed to be Australian. Really? It was extreme, I tell you, and we had to put up with that because this man had locked the door. Any true gent would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear ye at all. There's fairies spelled weird. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Why are we lying? No, it was a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly a surprise. Seeing things. Can you stop throwing it back, sir? I guess because, like, fairies isn't spelled weird. It's fairy. Yeah. Fairies. Yeah, like that. Oh, they didn't spell it weird. That's interesting. That's interesting, actually. They didn't spell like the Fae, though. That is interesting. It's away with the fairies. I didn't hear it at all. Interesting. That's not spelled like American. It's a stylistic thing. I feel we have reached an impasse here on this particular point. You don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm suspect in this case, it's only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really. Capitalism! In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill a man.
Hold it!
So you had never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh, Lumi, no, not once, never. He never met the man before, he said. Never. And you, Mr. First, had no... Sorry, my wrist is itchy. You, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either. Maybe my watch is on a little too tight. It is. I had no prior dealings with the victim either. That's right, sir. Hatchers don't have much to do with brickmakers. He home? No, I imagine not. She's on alert. Chloe's on alert. I don't know if you can see her. Sorta. She's on alert. A little bit lazy on alert, but on alert. You see how many different ways I could put this? Neither of us had the remotest...
Well, no.
He's right. They do have a connection.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Mr. McGilded. Yes, Counsel. What can I be doing for you? Did the witness' last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating now? Mr. Fairplay, it has been too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe tis fast approaching is not your repayment date. I'm nosy for the tea. I'm just like him for real. I beg your pardon. Hehe, you borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest, you tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that motivate a fella to pass his crimes off another? And, young Mr. First, what do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you? That there top hat sliding about on your head, is that one of your own creations? Well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, it is a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers? Uh-oh. 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 Is it crunchy? I got a little crunchy there for a second, huh? Uh-oh. Okay, we're back to normal now. If you need to refresh because it's crunchy, go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Customers such as Thrice-Fired Mason. Does he have a crunchy hat? He does have a crunchy hat. Okay, we're good now. Good, good, good. I didn't even notice that. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. I was like, it says specifically the hat was covering the view of his face. I didn't even notice that was kind of ugly. I thought he was maybe just like homeless. I don't know. Does that mean? There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence of my lord. Oh yeah, yeah, that's an ugly fucking hat. I thought maybe it was just, that was like aesthetic choice. I can't help but think that the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh. That's one of my hats. Hehe. Ah, yeah, that is. So it seemed the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I wagered you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctness of the goods. Oh no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellows here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel. He's better at this than I am. Mr. McKilton has certainly been through this research, hasn't he? Please, don't let me little interruption. Hat hunter awarded. Hold up the proceedings. The skylight was shut the entire time. I tell you, we couldn't possibly have opened it. I guess that doesn't...
Hold it!
I don't technically guess that doesn't do a contradiction. He already did it. Are you quite certain about that? The skylight was shut the entire time. I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's gonna lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. It has a latch. Shut fast now. So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason couldn't likely break through it, still and all. What? Just look at the size of the thing, you understand? Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. On its own, let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Can we stop biting the cane? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself. I shocked myself with it as it happens. Okay, Hobart. That is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. I just meant to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went red as a rouge, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh, no, sir. Oh, no. The point is, the skylight can't be open. I tried and tried when I was inside.
That ain't...
Oh, her voice is a lot deeper than I thought it was. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of Shane. What you got to say, girly? Maybe it only opens... I think it only opens on the outside. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade. It opens. The skylight? That is what we're talking about, right? All of them skylights open. Dead easy. More easy than can you load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I can't do it from inside, you mug. What? Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags, and I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out me ears. Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't off the bus and leg it. So what I did, I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. Wow. Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open it from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck. I literally saw the hatch. Bailiff. Climb up on the roof and verify. We can't animate that though. It costs too much money. Yep. Oh my heart. See? Order! So, it appears that the streets girl's talent, or statement, is quite true. We know that. We knew it opened. Mr. Naruhodo. This could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, Counsel for the Defense, please continue. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should get investigate. Okay, it wants me to investigate it myself. The skylight was fastened, but now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. And there's blood. How do I point out the blood for myself? There we go. You can certainly see the inside, that's for sure. And there's a lamp and someone is... That's not good for us. No, this part, silly goose. This part. Make sure I know what you're talking about. Alright. We'll just have to present the thing. We're just gonna have to present it. Or I have to see it first, right? Maybe here? Oh my god. Would this be easier if I could touch it? Should I go through the door? Wrong door. Okay, let's go in the door. And then there's blood on the ground. And then there's blood right there. Ah! What is it? Look! Look at this! That's without question, it's blood. Why would there be a blood stain? Surely it can't be unrelated. There we go. I did need to look at it. Good thing I went in.
Objection.
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach, and immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence. No. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom. Counsel, my lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence? Well, it's... Where's the victim fell from the roof? Right here. Oh, press the wrong button again. I'm always doing that. Okay, well, it's the same area.
Got it.
Got it! By Jupiter, is that blood? This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. So it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No! No! Order, order, order.
Hold it.
Oh, he has voice acting. Hold it. But the blood could have been sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. We found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, that would be very convenient. And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But. There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the jet really fell to the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? I'm so sure he's illusion of Willy Wonka. It feels like it sometimes, right? But he's got an Irish accent. He's an Irishman, so I'm like, Just all too plain to see if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow dropped from a fair height right there. What? No. But it can't be. It's all lies. My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can, sir. Yes, it's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always thought the nice gentleman who gave us that delightful part couldn't have done such a thing. On three then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
What do you got to say? What do you got to say? A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zieks? Oh, shit. I didn't read that. Bloodstained such evidence is null and void. Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. What do you mean by that?
Objection!
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. It's clearly blood.
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least not until this trial began. But are you suggesting, Lord Von Zieks, that this stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session... What? What a palaver? Oliver? I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zieks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for this fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in the courtroom as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. Nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What do you mean? Sip, sip. When you wield a fortune the size of your Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I trust your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Why are you so thirsty, Van Zieks? Tut, Lord Van Zieks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? Oh no. I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? He's gone. But if you will cast all your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How can anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel? Omnibus has been in full view the entire time in the court. They took it though, didn't they? My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered? Didn't they take it out of the courtroom? They did take it out, right? I'm gonna say it could have been because when she did the smoke bomb. So did she really kill him? She was discovered by the defendant. Yes. Well, I wanna, it's out of the question or it could have been possible. Because sometimes, you know, Ace Attorney games be doing that. They did take it out, technically. Wouldn't it have been the prosecutor? Maybe? Where did it go? I don't remember where it went. Strongheart looks damn good for 50. They took it out, right? Where did it go? 50? I can't. 50 isn't that old. True. Is my reasoning sound or am I making shit up? I just don't know. I can always save. You're right. I feel like I'm making shit up sometimes. Shit, I wanted to take Chloe for a W word, but it's already 7. Let's try one. They did take it out, I'm pretty sure. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There's no evidence to suggest that the defendant did it as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Explain yourself. There is. It seems my learning business friend has no intention of running from this deceit. I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Alright, thank you for giving me... What is going on? Be careful. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. Call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. The courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. If a real defense lawyer did this, nobody would ever hire him again. Because he's in search of the truth? Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten feckless gouger? Feckless gouger? You're supposed to be defending me. I guess that's true. He wants to be a detective more than a lawyer sometimes, I think. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Oh yeah, there was also shit taken out. To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. All the stuff was taken out. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial. I don't know if you could have opened that before. I didn't open either thing, so I have no idea. Fortunately, Lord Von Zeeks, no one is able to corroborate. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, no doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Is there? I'm assuming yes, but... Man, taking like 5 days off from the last time I played, I'm like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Is there anything else unusual? Yes? Yes? I guess? My lord. Yes. There's one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better...
Objection.
Silence, McGilden. Court awaits the defense's clarification. Straw keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth. What am I supposed to believe here? Shall have to ask you to elaborate. Oh, it's inside. Okay. I need help. I actually have no idea. I have no idea. Right? That's why I'm like, I might need help actually. I have no idea. Oh yeah, I can put it. Can I put it in auto? No. No, I can't. Look at the picture. I can't. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. I have no idea. I can't press start and I can't press like I can't, no. Have fun at your group meeting, Tim. We're gonna figure this case out. Guess and then pull up stuff and the judge is cussing you out. Is it the floor? Was the blood on the floor not there either? I wish I knew I could go inside of it. I don't wanna. I don't wanna do it the long way. I'm so close. Can I look up a picture of this without spoiling, you think? Is there like a picture of it? Like, I don't want to cheat completely. It's not really cheating though. But, you know, like if I could find... The one on the ground? I'm gonna do the one on the ground, I think. Or this one. This one doesn't make sense. The one on the ground, though, I think. Well, maybe it does make sense. I'm gonna do the one on the ground.
Got it.
But consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But I see, if I fucking knew, I didn't know I could go inside. But as far as I feel like I could have seen that though, actually. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought in. I feel like I would have saw that through the window. Good lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. What? Although as advocate... Damn, they really did a quick one. Although as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that the bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether the evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that this evidence is fake. Who's gonna lose their mind? I'm so confused. Okay, McGilded loses his mind. This trial is over. Mr. McGilded, I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it is all over now. You're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ye. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now. Well... And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. Memory is super unreliable. Among Us has proved that. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Von Zieks. Well, my lord? Among Us. Among Us. Because juries in Among Us, I've always like made the connection that like how many people got away with shit in Among Us is like how people can convince the jury that they didn't do anything wrong. The gaslighting is very similar. It's very similar. That's why it's always been in the back of my mind. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. And the absence of any credible method by which... And that's why I don't like them. Like, I personally don't like Among Us because I can't fucking lie. And I can't really gaslight people. That's why I don't really like playing it. And I'm easily like... Not easily, but especially when it like comes to people I trust and then they lie to me, it makes me feel not a good way. Does that make sense? Even if it is a game, I'm sensitive. That's why I don't like that game. In the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence. But I did like character. I like making a cute little character though. I did like that. And I like watching people play it, but I personally cannot lie. And I don't like being hoodwinked. The absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence. I feel like those kind of games are a perfect example of why a jury can't work all the time. I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Lordship can't be fucking serious. Be fucking for real. Lord Von Zieks, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. I'm drinking water. I put my feet on the ground. My back is not... I'm not shrimping it. I got my back. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible every possible avenue in this matter. I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. What? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilda would be found not guilty. Yes, which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really all right for the trial to come to an end now with all the unexplained inconsistencies? Might have said the story before. When I was 9, my parents took me to get a flu shot, but you have to be like you have to be 10 or something. I was crying in the car because I didn't want to lie to anyone. I have done that, but I have like cried over shit like that too. I felt that. I don't know. I don't like lying. I don't like being lied to either. Even if it's like a little white lie, it sucks. And like obviously I've had to do like little white lies before, but it like sucks. It never feels good. It doesn't feel good. I think that's like where a lot of my anxiety will come from too, is because I'm like, I told a little white lie. Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. What am I supposed to? Am I supposed to do the right thing, or am I supposed to be a real lawyer? Hi, welcome home. Yes, my lord. Defense believes he's not guilty, but he's not guilty necessarily either. So could be guilty. I'm gonna say could be guilty. I got this and I didn't even eat it. I am here. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilda. However, he fucking lied to me. At this moment in time, I cannot. Ooh, I want a cherry Coke. At this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying? What are you saying, man? I don't know what I'm saying. Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there's also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good gracious. Order, order. This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. Defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind? I mean, no. He is, laughing. Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. On the 3DS, that would have been so cool. Job here is done, fella, and some fine work you've done, so you have... What do you mean? 'Tis just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it before, the trial can't go on anymore. In your closing statement there was, how did you put it now? Not more than a formality. Okay, Waluigi. Wahahaha. Well, he's short, so he'd be Wario. Hi, Rai. Have a good lurk. I think we're almost done finishing this case. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we seen genuine, or was it, fake? Fuck. His lordship will be fuming, and unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. Sticky rich are always guilty of something, you mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. Now that the proceedings have unfolded in this way, I'm compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, court must accept the defendant's plea. Take you kindly, my lord. This is a roller coaster. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court. He is wild. We still haven't determined if the blood stain in the omnibus is genuine or not. Test it. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth. They don't have DNA testing. I'm stupid. Are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. You should be a detective more than a lawyer, my good sir. Lord Von Zieks. My lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. See, I could fix him. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such disgraceful provision of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord. But, wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Von Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. He's so sorry. That's unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court, and consequently, the jury may not be required to proffer judgment. What? Well, Lord Von Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fellow, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me this has been all a grand waste of time? It is a soap opera in a courtroom. It's gotta be in some sort of set in reality, though. Tis the law of the land, me good man. The British being racist is pretty reality. Courtroom drama. That is the word we're looking for. What's another good courtroom drama? I love Law and Order SVU. None of the other Law and Orders, but just SVU. But that is propaganda, which kind of sucks. And I have to be in the right mind to watch it, because sometimes it is really triggering. Sometimes, but like, man, I do love Law and Order SVU. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you could always go ahead and try to change the law. That one has less courtroom drama sometimes, though. Magnus McGilded. Good grief, you have no more to say to me, have you? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Oh, something to be looking forward to then. Uh-oh. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. Hot milky nipples. It's always circling back to my nipples. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. It always circles back to nipples. What a wild ride. What? With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. Gears. I know I'm over the loading signs. Damn, a 4-hour court case. The Old Bailey antechamber. That certainly was a long trial. Yeah, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mrs. Sato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time, but isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. And the girl's with him too. Well, it seems that the stories are true. What stories? But the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when their verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Oh no, it's Crunchy. Oh, we're back. Okay. It's a little Crunchy. Yes, definitely. Why is it so crunchy today? I'm not gonna click anything. It's so crunchy. It's crunchy. It's very crunchy right now. Because of course it is near the end. I'm scared to press A. It's like really crunchy. I've dropped 3,000 frames. What's going on here? It's either the internet or it's Twitch. I don't know though. I press A? Yes, definitely. I heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. I think it's like a good minute behind, I think. I've yet to tank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Whoa. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not really sure I did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of here a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, my frames! Oh yeah, I'm looking at it on Jeremy's screen. It's pretty bad. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm like a... There we go. Huh. What do we do? Herm. Oh, okay. For real, we need a crunchy emote. Whoa, this is really bad. What is going on? Is something downloading? What's taking it up? I had Samsung Magician earlier, but I did it before stream. Is it normal now? No, it's still red. What is going on here? Am I downloading anything? I don't know. Will it tell me if I'm downloading anything? Sometimes like Steam would download stuff, but I turn that off unless it's Epic. Could be Epic downloading shit. Definitely not out of internet though, because everything's still loading and it's still streaming technically. I literally just saw my frames message pop up on screen. Oh yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh fuck. I don't know what to do. 10,000! I don't know what to do. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch here. I don't know what it's gonna look like on the I'm not missing anything though. When it pauses, come back. Huh. Just delayed. It's just really delayed. Huh. I don't know what's gonna look like on the VOD. I'm kind of scared. Like, cause it still says it's streaming. It's just streaming at like a really crappy bit rate. And like a lot of frames missing, I think. I'm gonna say you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Add just water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. Jeremy's here. I have Chipotle. And I have chips and queso. And then I have my burrito bowl. I'm gonna eat that. It's the only one thing that matters to me. Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. I can see on Jeremy's screen how behind I am. I'm like really behind. I'm like really behind. Wow, this is wild. This is really bad. What if we just save right here and what if we just save right here and start from Wednesday? I'm gonna do that. I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm gonna message y'all in the chat. Let me move my mic. I'm gonna save and we'll continue where we last left off on Wednesday. For now, we'll raid out. Let's see. Is anyone live? I didn't see though. Oh, it's so unstable. I see it. I see it that it's unstable. Oh my gosh. All my homies hate Spectrum. Let's see. Sarah's playing Fire Emblem. Wait, I just came back. Are you serious? Oh, no. It's still crappy. Should we raid Sarah? Should we raid Sarah? She's playing FE Engage. Is it just Sarah Moon, right? Wait, are we back? No? I know. That's why I'm typing in. Oops, you can hear that on the stream. Okay, we're gonna raid Sarah. There we go. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry about inner troubles. Wait. It's so behind. It's like 10 minutes behind. I don't know what the problem is. We're just gonna go race it. Go say hi to Sarah. Y'all on Wednesday. What the heck? What the heck? Beep, 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 beep. Alright, y'all have fun. Hopefully I can fix this.